Hello, we're going to do a quick review of the Archangel Mauser 98 stock that I purchased online. I found it to be a great value. Very few negative things to say about the configuration of the stock. So let's just do a quick overview. Let's start with the barrel channel here in the action. It comes from the factory with the rear pillar bedded, which is pretty nice. It also comes with this Timony trigger pre-inlet. It has a little plug in there you can plug in there if you need to, if you don't have a Timony trigger. I had to notch the bolt for my curved bolt, or the stock for my curved bolt, and I opted to bed it. It comes with these plugs, different size plugs to accommodate different size recoil lugs, and they kind of snap in there. Like I said, I opted to bed it. I had to fill in a couple of the holes on the bottom in order so my bedding material wouldn't come through. Now this is a piece of metal. It flips either way, so it can accommodate either a longer or shorter action. It's pretty much set up for any kind of Mauser that comes through. And I floated the barrel. Standard cheek rest, you know, it goes up, it goes down. Okay, and then the same with the adjustable recoil pad, it goes out. Now I did change the recoil pad, as you can see. I did change that from the one that came from the factory. That's the one negative thing I have to say, is the length of pull on this starts off at about 13.5 and goes all the way out to, like, I don't know, 17 or something, like for Amazon long arm guys or something, I don't know. But here's your sling socket here, quick release, quick detach, one in the middle up in the front here, and one on the opposite side. Now this is pretty much just a generic review of it here, but as you can see, we want to try to cover all bases. Now I did obviously change some things on the stock. Now it comes with a 10 round mag. If you change this, push this piece out the bottom, slide it out, you can put a 5-round follow in there. So it if your local laws only let you have 5 shots in the mag or 10 in the mag, I'm allowed to have 10, so I don't need this. So yeah, it's real simple, comes apart quite easily, a no-brainer, not a big deal. Okay, so let's go into it a little bit more here. Like I said, you can see the length of pull on here goes out quite far. Right here we got already at, geez, 14.5, and that's still got a little ways to go. So let's get into this a little bit more and start taking this thing apart, because that's what I really wanted to know before I bought one. So let's start here. Now this, obviously you just can keep turning it, and ultimately you will turn this until it goes as high as it can go, and then you can pull it right out. No big deal. And that's how you screw it back in as well. Not a very complex thing to do. Boom. Just about out. Keep turning it, and it'll come out. There we go. So that's this. That's your cheek rest. Now I wrap mine in leather because I like to add a little insulation, and plastic is, I don't know, noisy. I don't know. This leather seemed nicer for me on that. No big deal taking that thing apart. Now let's move on to this rear stock here, part of the stock. Now the recoil pad here, you'll have to take apart these. You'll have to take the screws out located here and here in order to slide this entire modular piece out. Because I've shortened these posts down internally already in order to accommodate my built-in monopod here. I'm able to just screw this until it pops right out, very similar to this piece. So what I'll do is just screw this out until it comes out. Look at that length of pull, Jesus. And so I cut off like probably a good, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch off each one of these in order, like I said, to make more room inside my stock here. So now I'll go ahead and remove the screws, which I pre-loosened, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. So you take these screws out. Probably got my head in the way, but you get the gist of it. We'll get back. I'll get out of the way here. And screw 2. Then you can just slide this piece out, which will probably be a real bitch, but I can pull it up here for a second. Just as I thought. Yes, it's being quite difficult. So I will quick grab a screwdriver while you guys fucking light a cigarette or something. Just hold on. Don't go nowhere. Let's see what we got. Oh, here we go. Let's go with a take 2. Okay, so anyway, as you can see, all I did was put a screwdriver in here, which I should have been prepared for, but time's of the essence, right? So you can remove this piece completely out, which is pretty cool. There it is, boom. So you can see this goes into this. It had some dead stops on here, and that would prevent it from backing all the way out, but I needed to shorten it up. So what I did is I shortened it up, removed the Archangel pre that came with it from the factory, then I just glued on this kickies directly onto it, and then I just put it on my bandsaw and cut it down to the proper length. So I got a much more dense recoil pad, a better recoil pad. That's one negative thing I can say about that. So okay, boom, that's taken care of. Now if I flip this guy over, you'll see that I've installed this monopod in here, which I needed the clearance on the inside of here to do. So when we're taking it apart, I just take this out. We got that. So now we'll go to this bottom plate, which is a little storage compartment, which is pretty nice. You can put some gear in there. I don't know, some matches, an extra battery or two for your illuminated scope or whatever you have. So let's take this screw out. Now this was a little bit tricky. The first time I took it apart, I got pretty frustrated because it was there's some small springs and such in here, some ball bearings, which you need to make a special tool for. So now what you got to do, after you remove the screw from inside there's this pin right here. You're going to have to remove that pin. Just about got her. Of course, you know, now that I'm shooting, everything's going to go bad. Okay, so you pull that pin out. Now you can pull this assembly. Straight up. Kind of straight out. It's kind of tough, but you guys got to pull it straight up. Straight out. Like I said, it's pretty tough, but it can be done. So, it's going. It takes a little bit of effort. Like I said, it probably doesn't help that I'm not painted this goddamn thing either, huh? But while I mess with this, it's coming slowly but surely. It's coming up. And there you go. So that piece comes off with a little bit of effort, as you can see. Now, what's crazy underneath here is you have 2 ball bearings, as you can see. These 2 ball bearings, and you got 2 springs that hold this all together. So there is your completely disassembled. Okay, magazine latch, obviously we're not going to take that out, but this is a completely disassembled system, and that's where I installed this. So we got that part for the recoil, this for the cheek rest, bottom plate, 2 springs. So let's quick put it back together. No big deal, right? Well, you're going to find the biggest pain in the butt is going to be these guys here. Okay, so what I went ahead and did was I made a special tool just for those guys. And this is it right here. Doesn't look like much. I carved this out of a piece of plastic out of an old toolbox bottom I found. So what you're going to want to do when you put this baby back together, which is going to be a pain in the ass, so put your springs in, right? Boom and boom. Then you're going to want to put on the knob, which is right here. And the pain in the butt part about this is that those ball bearings are going to want to come off of there. So what I did, put your ball bearings on, your ball bearings on. You're going to have to take your crazy tool here. You just have to push it down, right? Now you're thinking, holy crap balls. Yep, holy crap balls is right. So you got to get this piece started again. And this piece, which is a little bit tricky. Don't get me wrong, it's not easy. It's not easy. But all we're trying to do is keep things aligned until we can get everything back together. I almost had it. This is like, seriously, was the biggest pain in the ass part of this entire done is this configuration right here. It is such a pain in the nuts to get this thing back on there. And I told myself maybe I shouldn't fucking do this, but I had to. I had to. Yeah, it's very difficult. It's very difficult indeed to get this to bite down correctly. And if you do, you're going to lose, more than likely you'll lose the fucking your ball bearings that you're trying to prevent from flying out of there right now. So what we got to do is push this back. Okay. Now, in the hopes, see, now your plastic is holding, now that once you get it started, your plastic is holding that shit in there. So now, you can just remove this, and your ball bearings are out in the correct place. Okay, put your pin back in. That's why you use a rubber, or plastic, or Teflon. Okay, pins put back in. Now you can open up the bottom here. Put your screw back in. Should work just fine. Like I said, those ball bearings are a bitch. It's okay.